Love that. Good luck, Jeff.
Puppy in there.
There's a puppy named
Violet's here.
He's a killer though. Look out.
Hola.
We'll be in here.
Yeah, it feels good. Sherry, you look a little tan.
Too long of a conversation at this point.
Oh, you had the soundboards on. Where'd you go, Sherry?
Sherry.
Hi. Cabo, Mexico.
Nice.
It was good. It was
So
good.
you were one of
Marathon.
those rebels that went, even though they told y'all not to, huh?
Yeah. I think it seemed we felt pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of weird that they're now like, they were telling people stay out of Mexico because it's not safe right now. So whatever.
There's just some smart. I feel like always the news has something negative to say.
Okay.
They just killed 2 people who went over for a medical procedure.
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, so.
Well, it was
Okay, I can't see Nikki Castilla. Okay.
it's a cartel. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an accident.
2 out of like
Today.
thousands a day. Come
I
on,
know.
take my chances.
Violent shooting in broad day.
Oh, okay, we lost Kimberly already. We scared her away. Okay. Oh, how is everybody?
Good, great.
Great. Tell me something good. Who's got good news to share? I know it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Multiple offers on a property this weekend for the first time.
We have multiple offers.
And
yeah.
Margaret worked our open house and is bringing us the buyer from the open house. So open houses work.
Yeah, so I want to dive into that a little bit more. So we'll hold that for just a
Okay.
smidge, but thanks for the celebration. And by the way, Margaret and Stacy
Yes.
brought the buyer
Sorry,
because it
yes.
was a teamwork.
We
Yes.
both talked to her, but yeah, teamwork makes
Yes.
dream work.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Love it. All right. Who else got some good news to share? Stephanie.
I have a potential seller / buyer. My niece's mother-in-law is finally realizing that she has way too much property to take care of and she wants to spend her time doing other things. So really beautiful listing. Here's what I ran into. I did a listing presentation and I went with the tax records because it'd been sold 20 years ago. So there was really nothing online. And the tax records show 1,000 square feet less than she has, 700 and some, almost 800 of which is finished. So I went in with comps for a X number of houses. She's like, that's too low for me to sell. And I'm like, what's going on here? It's gonna obviously be about like $100,000 more. I'm
Awesome.
Still doing the comps for that. So.
Love it.
Or get it measured.
Yeah, we're gonna do that as well.
Your
Yeah.
buyer, the Indian guy,
Yeah,
what's his name, Tosh?
Teet,
Teet.
yeah.
He came to our open house this weekend.
Yes.
They liked it, but I think they really want like a specific type of house in Candelas.
I think.
They said he's meeting with
Yeah,
you.
we're meeting tomorrow afternoon.
So
I don't even know if they're Candelas. You know what they loved was that little cottagey one on the Tri-Point one that was open that I went and showed them. Yeah.
the one I went up.
Oh, that people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we do have another one like that.
They
It's not
liked
on
that
a
it
big
wasn't
lot.
super close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to them about other communities. They're from Chicago. They're like, are there any 2-story houses in Colorado?
Wait a minute. We met them.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I'm sure they came to yours as well.
Mhm.
They had the parents with them.
Yeah,
Yes. So,
brother and sister-in-law live in
Live in
Canada.
Candelas.
so
Yes,
he, do you know that he has a commercial real estate license?
no.
Do you know that he believes that residential real estate he can do with his eyes closed because it's only a 2-page
That was
contract?
him.
Yes.
He
Oh,
could
I
not have been nicer to
He
us.
was really nice until he started getting sassy. And then, I mean, his wife and the in-laws were adorable. And he was a little bit of a piece of work.
Really?
He just gets that out in the end.
Yeah, so just, I'm sharing that because all of a sudden I connected the dots.
Yeah.
So just be aware, he thinks he knows more than any of us in this room. So just always be a step ahead in your thought process. because, and he's like, well, I have real estate attorneys everywhere. They'll just use I'll just have my attorney do it.
Mhm.
So just
Okay.
now you know what you're working, you got ahead.
They've agreed to meet with me tomorrow to talk about.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
Love it, love
also
it, love
I
it.
talked to them about, we actually have a pretty good sized Indian community within Candelas. So talk to them about that and then, you know, the Holly celebrations and all the kind of stuff that happened and they were very excited.
Okay.
They're super cute. Like I
Yeah.
adored them until
They were
at the
so
end, he became kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Do you remember her name? I haven't seen it. written,
Anyway,
so- okay,
Doesn't matter.
sorry.
All right, who else has got good news to share?
Small world. It is.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have multiple offices, open houses going in the same community at the same time. So,
Yeah.
all right, who attended the skills lab last Wednesday?
Me.
I want to hear what you thought. Okay, wait a minute. I need to turn the camera so that can all be redone. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold, please. I make sure the camera can see you.
Casey's gonna say the same.
Okay,
thing.
go.
Do it again.
A reenactment.
Casey showered.
Mind blown.
Okay, tell me
And
more.
I used the information the next day when I did my listing appointment with my friend Janine.
Okay,
Very organized, very clear cut from one thing to another, really gave me a sense of not belaboring points. I got through mine in 40 minutes. Brittany got through hers in 30 minutes, but it really helped me feel like I had the information I needed, the forms I needed to go in and really help the person think through their listing. So.
And we probably would have added those 10 minutes had she actually needed to do the walkthrough of the
Right.
property. And had I pushed her more to show me her marketing plan. But I was cognizant of time.
Yeah.
Casey, what did you think?
I thought it was great. It helped solidify some things where I had questions and I wasn't sure if I was the only one doing that. And then it helped introduce some new ways to make the actual presentation flow.
Awesome. So we did not script it, although I did hear Casey was very disappointed that it wasn't a real seller. However, other people in the room believed that it was.
I was worried. Margaret's like, I'm ready to move to Iowa because they don't tax your retirement income. And we're all like, finish. Keep going.
So no, I was not announcing my retirement in that room. However, it was totally believable because it could have happened, right? And it truly was comping my house with true comps in the neighborhood. And so I thought it went really well. For those of you that missed it, sorry, I'm kidding. Stacy grabbed the recording off of Zoom before it could be deleted, and it will be uploaded into the coaching YouTube channel, and it will be there for, it's already in there.
What's our coaching YouTube channel?
I'll grab it. and send
Okay.
it to you guys, yeah.
It's, if you go out to the coaching Facebook page up in the featured items, it's actually the Keller Williams, Foothills, Avenues, Castle Rock, where we put all the Ignite stuff, but we put that out there. Okay, now the other thing that's coming, I don't have a timeline on it yet, is that we are creating a web page for coaching clients that's going to be a one-stop shop to answer all your questions. And we are going to start putting links to those kinds of videos up there so that if you want to see a listing consultation with Brittany Hackenberg on March, whatever date it was,
Right.
you can see it. Okay. So for those of you that were tanning in Cabo and weren't able to join us, you can go back and get that. So that being said, next month, we are doing the same theory process with a buyer consultation. Different buyer, because I'm not a buyer. This particular individual that we're doing this with is actually a buyer who's in the process of getting ready to buy their own home. We have a different agent coming in to actually do their buyer consultation. And so mark it down now. April 19th.
Yep.
12:30 to 2:30, put it on your calendar now. As a matter of fact, skills labs are the third Wednesday of every month, 12:30 to 2:30. We have built out probably what I have seen the best calendar for skills labs that we have ever had. And I don't care what level of agent you are, I think that you're going to find value in them. There's been an ask to bring back a real high level discussion about the DISC and how to work with different personality types. What you saw there that day was two high Ds. You had a high D seller and a high D agent. No wonder we got done in 30 minutes, right? If I would have put Stacy in that hot seat, it would have taken a lot longer, right?
She likes stories and so stuff.
And that's okay, right? So anyway, we're going to bring in the DISC and how you can work with that and have you guys figure out where you guys are if you don't know. We put together some pretty good stuff. I'm going to teach a CTM hack class again, and how to do dates and deadlines. So all that stuff's coming.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great. All right. April 19th. One of the things that when we sat through mega camp in the market center, you'll remember we got all these different one pagers and they were talking about all these different ways to develop business. And one of the things was seminars. And there were a lot of people in the environment at that time going, well, I'd like to do that, or I'd like to do that, or I'd like to do that. And everybody's scared to try. So one of the things that I learned, even though I wasn't at family reunion, thank you, COVID, I still learned some things from family reunion through my coaching friends. And one of the things that a lot of them took away was, as coaches, we're going to host the buyer seminars. And then you, my coaching clients, our coaching clients can bring your buyers here. We will do the education piece for you. And the number one rule is, you don't get to recruit away each other's clients. So on April 19th, the actual workshop seminar part will be from 6 to 7. We'll start it at 5:30 in Old Town. I am going to teach a how to buy a home in 2023 workshop that is focused on the consumer. We're going to have a lender there.
Mitch.
We are going to have a lender there. Is the said lender going to do pre-approvals on the spot?
He's gonna have, yeah, so you can start your pre-approval process right there.
Okay, so
Now, it depends on
it depends.
a lot of things, you
Right.
know, but you can at least start your pre-approval process that night.
So you can bring your buyers. I will teach them for you. You guys are a little more competent in this area, but bring them into this group environment. We're going to have, Andy's going to make a couple charcuterie boards. We're going to have beverages. We're going to do it all. It's all paid for. You don't have to pay a dime.
There'll be a door prize that Mitch is bringing, some Apple AirPods.
Whoa.
Not the current generation, the one before, but
Doesn't matter.
Still.
So we're giving
AirPods.
away a pair of Apple AirPods. Wow. Okay. For your clients, not for you. Okay. I know I need a second set. Anyway, we are going to do it all, right? We're going to teach. Mitch is going to teach. We're providing the food. We're providing the environment. We're providing you the social media content. We're providing you the email content. We are providing you everything you need to do, including the door prize that your client can sign up for to win. You only have to provide one thing.
The buyers.
The buyers.
Is 6 to 7?
It's 6 to 7, starts at 5:30. Now, I'm giving you 30 days notice.
A month notice, yeah.
Okay. I would go back to open houses and I would invite every single person that's ever attended an open house. You'll notice I am not calling it a first-time home buyer.
Buying in 2020, what is it?
How to buy a home in 2023 or something like that. I will let my marketing department actually
We'll figure
name it.
that out. But yes, buying a house in 2023, like.
You guys need to get the people there. I want you to fill the room. Right? I want you to look great. You can market it. You don't need to market it, my coach. You can say, my team is bringing in an expert on how to help buy a home in the process. And they're going to have a lender there who's going to help you get started in the pre-approval process. And depending on your situation, may or may not be able to almost do it instantaneously. We don't know. But we don't want to, my number one goal is I do not take away your credibility in anything. And Stephanie unfortunately walked away, but I'm always very confident that when I am in front of your clients, you are still getting the credibility, right? I'm just another voice. All right. So hopefully you guys are all thinking immediately about who you could invite. Okay. Put it in your newsletters, put it in your email conversation. Oh, might be a great reason to pick up the phone and call DTD2 and invite people to it.
Right.
Right. Especially if I have friends who have kids that are graduating high school or in college, and maybe get them started thinking how to help their kids get going. Right. So that's going on. All right. Questions on that? Are you excited about it?
Mhm.
I hope so.
I think it's
Um,
great.
I'm super stoked
excited
about
that
it.
Mitch said yes, and he's bringing the door prize for us. And we're gonna-
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
I got a challenge. Okay. The 30-day challenge. Starts on April 1st, ends on April 30th, because there's how many days in April?
30.
30 days, April challenge. Again, I'm giving you 11 days notice. And the challenge is this: 30 coffees. Okay, Sherry just perked up. 30 coffees in 30 days. So what this is,
I know, I'm like,
I'm already shaking. What?
I thought she goes, okay, I found it. 30 copies in 30 days.
I was like getting that much of a delayed feedback. So 30 copies in 30 days. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. Telling you guys, I'm putting my money where my mouth is because I know this works. All right. If you first of all have to agree to accept the challenge prior to March 31st. And you have to sign that you accept the challenge. And when you sign and accept the challenge, I will buy your first cup of coffee and I will give you a $5 Starbucks card. With 80 coaching clients, that's a $400 bill. Okay. Then you're going to, on a daily basis, report in how many coffee meetings. If you want to do happy hour, I don't care, right? But 30 coffees, did you do one today? And if you have a 0 for that day, that's okay, because it's 30 days, right? I feel sorry for you if you're the person who tries to do all 30 on the last day of April, because you will be spinning out of control if you drink that much coffee,
and peeing a lot.
right? However, so many of us don't like to call people and talk about real estate. But we will call people all the time. Let's get together and have a cup of coffee. And then when we're having a cup of coffee, what happens?
Start talking about your work, job.
It
life.
happens organically, right? So here's what we're going to do. 30 days, 30 coffees. You accept the challenge in writing. I will buy your first cup of coffee. So we need to buy a bunch of Starbucks cards.
Yeah.
And then at the end, those people who complete the challenge with 30 coffees in 30 days, they will be put their name into a raffle, and one person's name will be drawn out, and guess what they win?
More coffee.
$100 Starbucks card, because you're going to be getting so good at this, you're going to need to keep rolling. Okay. Now I realize Easter falls in there. So one day, at least one day in April, you might have to have 2 coffees. Okay. Questions? Who's in? Amanda's in, Sherry's in, Stacy's in. They have to be 30 different people. They can't be the same people.
I got a lot of people on my list, so maybe this will kick me in the ass to like actually make the coffees happen.
Yeah. And here's the beauty. You can start texting them now to set it up. Just make sure you set it up after April 1st. Okay. Just not April 3rd between 11 and 12. There might be a couple reasons why we don't want to do that. Okay. Tomorrow, March 21st, I am doing a session about Simon Sinek's While Leaders Eat Last. Some of you have different leadership things in your life, leadership here in the market center, leadership in your family or your clients. Great class. So hopefully you'll come join me. It's up here, I guess. Friday, Charles has got to know what to say. If you're struggling with your scripts, jump in there. He's got some good stuff that he's doing. March 25th, that's this Saturday, dual career. I've started inviting you guys to the dual careers because we've beefed up that, you guys have hopefully noticing we're really taking things up some levels. And so the dual career content is pretty powerful lately. This week, we're doing my class under contract. What the hell do I do now? And that will include what to do with an appraisal package. So it's going to be seller side focused on once you go under contract on the seller side, what you need to do. On April 8th, 2, not 1, but 2 free CE credits on Saturday, April 8th for dual career. It's land title, how to read a title commitment. How many of you are comfortable looking at a title commitment and knowing what it says?
A simple one.
Well, that's better than some, right? So Andrea is going to teach that, and then she's going to back it up with the net sheet class. So it's 2 free CE credits on a Saturday morning. It's on Zoom. You just have to keep your cameras on.
What day was that?
April 8th.
Thank you.
Okay. The region. Have you guys noticed the region is bringing things up a level? Okay. I am so excited about what the region is bringing to us in April. So here we go. April 5th, Julia Lachey. Has anyone ever, Casey, did you hear Julia Lachey at family reunion, either from the main stage or a breakout?
Yes,
Powerful.
there was a lot of
She's
people there I think there was 2 times that she was at the stage. No, 1 time. Never mind. That was somebody else. Never mind.
That's okay. Julia Lachey is the head of diversity, inclusion, and I can't, and
They say it.
yeah, the DEI, equality. She is just so great at having a very candid conversation, how depending on our own experiences in life, right? I can be looking at a beach ball and I see it as red, and Sherry can see it as yellow, and Casey can see it as blue based on where we are on the beach ball side, right? She's really great at that. So she's coming to town. She is this close. Oh, you can't see me because I changed the camera. She is super close to having her session approved for CE credits. But even without the CE credits, I would buy my ticket. So you can come to see Julia Lachey in the morning. Then in the afternoon, they are doing masterminds. And the masterminds, if you stay for the whole day, I think it's $99. Don't hold me to that. But they're having a mastermind for the top 100 agents that's invitation only. Then they're having a mastermind for the other agents that are out there that is going to be led by at least 1, if not 2 of the top agents here in the area. And then they're also having one, you might want to bring Krista. They're also doing a breakout mastermind for admin and operations people. So I'm sending Stacy to the operations one. So I'd encourage you to put that on there. The links were out in Charles's, I think, email last week. Get signed up. I would highly encourage you. I love Julia Lachey. I would fly across the country to see her. On April 13th, Mr. Gene Rivers. Has anyone heard Gene Rivers other than me?
I've heard of Diamond Rivers.
Okay, Casey has. He's a fun speaker to listen to. He is a good old boy, but someone who's got some amazing stories. And he tells the story of how he rebuilt his business after they lost it all. But he's going to be teaching agent financials. And I think that's an area that all of us, regardless of our degrees, regardless of our business backgrounds, can learn something else from him, how to run our businesses better as a business. So I highly encourage you guys to take that one. Then I am so glad the region is talking about this, because now I get to. Who's my other coach?
Glover.
Glover.
He's coming to town, Casey.
I know.
April 27th, 2 hours. It's like $39.
Where do we sign up?
I will make sure you all get the links, right? He's out on the Denver southeast side. So maybe some of us carpool that are out here.
What? Oh, never mind.
April 27th. Anyway, a great opportunity. I'm 99% sure Jeff himself is coming, because that's the way the region is selling it. So I think they might know. But anyway, even if it's not, last year I went and Matt was taught it, and Matt was amazing as well too. So anyway, well worth your time. They're going to be talking about how to be successful in the market that we're in for this summer, in the 17 steps. So anyway, those are a lot. I haven't had anything to drink all morning. That's just in April. So block your calendars, guys. Don't go to all of them. I get it, right? That's a lot. And you guys are busy. Some of you guys are really, really busy. But at least pick something once a month, depending on your business level, or maybe if you're not real busy and you need to get your mojo going a little bit differently, pick one thing once a week outside of coaching to lean into, because if we're not learning, we're
Not learning.
dead.
Not growing.
You're not growing, right?
You're not learning, you're not earning.
Well, there's that component too. So questions on all, can you get me a LaCroix or something, please? Thank you. I don't know. I didn't bring one in for the first class. I've been going at this energy level all morning.
You
Not-
have 30 copies?
I did not have any coffee. I didn't have any caffeine. I got up late, got dressed, actually did my hair and makeup, and ran to the office. So this is all just pure Margaret. Which is really scary. All right. I have a question. You can't answer, and no can you.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard that open houses, you never will have the buyer walk in and buy the house that you're hosting open? Have you guys ever heard that story, that truth? Nobody's ever heard that?
Yes. I don't believe that nonsense.
But you've heard it, right? You've had people say that. Open houses never, the buyer never walks in. You guys heard that?
Yep.
Okay, two-way engagement, sound bar still on, so I
I've
know.
heard it.
You've heard it, okay? How many of you have heard the only people that come to open houses are represented buyers?
I've heard that.
Nobody's gonna sell that nonsense to me.
How many of you have heard that the only people that come to open houses are looky-loos or other agents?
I've heard that too.
So let me tell you a little story,
Mhm.
okay? And I have to be careful because I can't tell all the details. In the last 3 weekends, we have had a host of open houses. And one of the things we've seen is a lot of unrepresented buyers. The agents that are seeing those unrepresented buyers do not ask the question, are you working with an agent? Okay. In the last 3 weekends, people that walked into the open house wrote offers on the house they walked into. 2 of them got them. One of them wasn't very smart, waited too long. What does that say to you guys?
Tons of
Work open
opportunities.
houses.
Tons of opportunity.
You got to work open houses, but you got to work them at the right level.
Yep.
Right? And you got to follow up. You absolutely have to follow up. So I don't know when it was. In the last month, we sent out a document I found on Facebook that was a open house follow-up system by another team. And I've got a note to resend it out to all of you guys again today. But I implemented that this weekend. I didn't have the exact script, but I remembered it close enough. So this woman walked into the open house that I was hosting this weekend with Stacy, and we loved her. Like we all connected with her, super excited with her. And I said to Stacy, I'm like, give me my phone. And because it calmed down a minute, and I sent her a text, and all it said was, hi, this is Margaret. Thanks for stopping by the open house today. Something about if you'd like more information, let me know. This is how you can reach me. She texted back and she said, I want to see it again tomorrow, which we scheduled. Then I got a phone call from the listing agents who pretended to tell me that they had 2 offers and they were meeting with the seller at 9:30 the next morning, and 1 o'clock the next afternoon wasn't going to work. So I called her up and I said, I do not mean to be pushy because that's not my style. However, here's what I know. How quickly can you get into that open house? 30 minutes? 30 minutes later, we were at the open house. We were there for an hour. I turned in an offer like at 9:30 or 10:30 that night.
Yes, we won the next morning.
And then while I was at church the next morning, I walked out of church and I had emails that said CTM had been signed. Didn't even get a counter offer. It was so clean. So anyway, my point is, it's good to know that when I write an offer, I don't get countered. Anyway, here's the thing, you guys. There's so much opportunity in open houses. Now, we did some other things too. And we went back to the basics, hard and heavy. And so a couple of the things that I think we've all fallen out of practice on. And so one, I wanted to share the story, not to say, oh, look how great Margaret and Stacy is, look how great Amanda and Nikki are, because that's not the story. The story is this could have been any of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of things we did that take us back to the basics. Now, we did not door knock only because of respect for the listing agents. It's their neighborhood. It's literally Nikki, I would have been knocking on her door neighborhood. So out of respect for them, I did not door knock. If it was not that close to Nikki's house, I would have done it. By the way, we were not the first weekend. We were the second weekend open house. Okay. First weekends, they show up, but it seems like it takes the second weekend to get them. Okay. We went and previewed every single home in the neighborhood. So we were in Candelas. I'll just full disclose it now. We were in Candelas and there were 3 ranches that were on the market that weekend. We went and previewed the other 2 ranch homes. That was an extremely valuable thing to do because we knew every single house. I knew about the secret door in the basement that led to the storage room. I saw the views firsthand of that property that was $350,000 more than the one I was hosting open. I knew about the other one that was 50,000 less, and I knew exactly what that one was and what that one's views were and what those finishes were like. And that was so valuable in the open house. Now, what we found I found I had to be very careful was I was so excited to tell everybody about the other 2 houses. I forgot to sell the one I was in.
Yeah.
Once I remembered to sell the one I was in first, all of a sudden we picked up the client. Okay. But to have that knowledge, to be able to say, I previewed this other ranch, let me tell you about it. And we had the flyers right there with the pictures. Okay. Back to the basics. Right? Preview the homes that are around you. Had I had time, I would have gone and previewed every single home in Candelas. Didn't have the time. I think we need to do that this week. Okay. We stopped using sign-in sheets. We didn't use sign-in sheets back in the day. And when we got forced to use them in COVID, it changed our scripting. And we never got it down. For us, sign-in sheets, people give us Daffy Duck, we get bad phone numbers, we get rubbish, right? And it just doesn't set the stage for that communication path. If they're walking in and they can look for the black pants in Nordstrom's and not have me ask for any information, I have a better chance of building a relationship. So we went back to them, and Stacy redesigned them, although I found a couple of tweaks.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, it was the, would you like information on homes, sent you your email.
Yeah.
Right. But again, we went, oh, no, I make them all the time. That's why I'm not in marketing. So this is our half sheet page. Oops, I just lost somebody. And I can't show it to you really well, but we went to a scoring system and information.
Feedback form.
It's just a good old fashioned feedback form, right? And it asks, give me the feedback 1 to 10 on the floor plan, the price, the curb appeal, the location, and the amenities. And then we give them some free text.
Yeah.
Okay. The beauty of this is twofold. Okay. For Stacy and I, we don't care which one of us gets these, although we still like to know who should follow up if they connect with one of us versus the other. But if you're working with somebody that's not your business partner, you still want to walk away from open houses with both of you feeling like you won, right? So what we used to do is we would put an S or a T in the upper right-hand corner if one of us connected better than the other one. That way we knew who should get that lead. And then if there was one that was kind of like, I didn't really connect with them and neither did you, we just divided them up at the end. Okay. And then the back is really nice because you can write notes. It's just, this guy thought the house was 100,000 overpriced. But anyway, we got back to that mojo and we walked away with some really great stuff this weekend, which we haven't had.
Right.
So my moral to the story is don't believe the myths. I have never in 9 years. I think this is a fair statement. I'm looking at Stacy because she's 9 years with me. I think this is the first time I have seen this many truly unrepresented buyers coming into open houses and are ready to go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me. So don't, all I'm gonna say is that if you think open houses are your jam at all, whether they were on your GPS or not, if you can find the right partner, lender or other realtor, there's advantages to the lender being there or lenders, but there's also advantages to another realtor. Regardless, find your mojo, find your way, not necessarily my way, and practice those scripts so you don't say, so you're working with a realtor? Because that's your deal breaker.
Can I follow up on the form, on the feedback form?
Sure.
This has been a game changer for me too, and I realized what it's helping me do is not be hot and heavy to get their information written down, but it makes me communicate. I ask them what their name is. And we talk as they go through the house. And I might say at the beginning, there's gonna be a test at the end. We'd love it if you could give us some feedback, so they're not surprised by it. But by the time they get to this form, they're not thinking, oh my God, backpedal. They're like, oh yeah, I really did like the way this looked outside. I don't like it so much on the inside. They're willing, because you've been talking with them, they're willing to actually keep engaging.
Yep.
So
One of my favorite scripts is like, you guys all been around me long enough. You know my welcome script, right? You don't need to hear me say that, right? But then what I say is, I'll say, let me tell you a little bit about the house. And then I have one favor for you. When you get done, if you could swing by the kitchen, we've got a feedback form there. And where this plays a role is we're able to provide the seller and the listing agent information about what you thought about the home, because you're not a buyer with a showing, and that's what we would do there. And most people are really willing. Now, if I find out that they're represented by an agent, they throw the name at me right away, or they're a total jerk from Chicago, I don't even care if they fill it out. Like I was going after that guy. I didn't know who he was. I was going after him until he got so mean and nasty to her that I was like, I don't want to work with you.
Totally fine.
Right. And
It was
so
not nearly the worst thing I've ever had. So
no, but it was just, I don't want to work with him. You
Okay.
guys can. Stephanie can hand me them, right? But I had a choice, right? And so I just like it better. It flows better for us. Figure out your rhythm, right? And if you're doing great with sign-in sheets, I am not telling you to change what you
Or
do.
digital sign-in sheets, or
What-
there's so many options.
Exactly, right? Do you, but I'm telling you, do not miss this opportunity that is presenting itself in the open house world. But here's the deal. If you're going to get to Monday morning and you're not going to follow up, then please don't sign up and let somebody else who will is going to, because that's where the magic happens. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I got a little bit on a bandwagon about the don't sign up if you're not going to follow up, but questions on open houses, thoughts, feedback. You guys have been out there hammering them hard. What are you feeling?
I said it, I think, on Coffee Talk last week, was just my surprise at the amount of unrepresented buyers walking in to open houses. I mean, and it just continues. I mean, the open house we held this weekend at our latest listing, which is a 1.225, several, again, and one very promising for us to potentially pick up. But again, multiple unrepresented people who are thinking about moving, who are thinking about buying. And I think they're coming out to sort of see what's out there because they don't want to bother anybody.
when they're at this bracket, over $1 million, it's just like, wow, that's
Yeah.
a great deal.
Well, and there's so many people that are sitting on the sidelines going, well, if the right thing was out there, they don't want to bother a realtor. They're like, but if the right thing's out there, I would like to see it. And that's what they're doing. That's the people that we've been meeting lately. Person you got, she wasn't really considering moving and doesn't have to sell in order to move.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of people like that out there just sitting on the sidelines.
Well, and this one that we picked up this weekend, it was the first house, she was actually ready to go. It was the first house she walked into. And that was the biggest thing I had to help her overcome,
Yeah.
was that you don't need to go shopping, when you know. Now, that may not be true for the first time home buyer,
Right.
but for the people who've bought and sold homes throughout their lifetime, I got to tell, how many of you guys own your own home? Almost every single one of us, right? If you walked into your new home today, would you know?
You do know.
You do know, Right?
Never know.
right? Most of us. right? It is, well, I kind of did it on my townhome and I wasn't even looking for that,
Right.
right?
Were you looking for love in all the wrong places, Margaret?
That might have been it. I must not have wanted a ranch that was south of 86th in Eastonville, Indiana. Who knew I wanted to live on Highway 93 and Highway 72 in a 2-story townhouse? Not me.
Not me.
And I love it out there. I love it out there. Exactly. Right. So Sherry, what are you guys seeing? I know that you and Mara have been doing some open houses on your listings. Open houses aren't necessarily a really big thing in your business, but what are you seeing when you're out there?
I guess a little bit of the same about that. I mean, we've done 4 here in Spring Mesa, and Stephanie, thank you for helping us. And 3 in Wash Park. We've gotten 3 contracts in our hands, and none of them worked out. One actually terminated. So I'm not in a great mood. I'm also losing my voice today, so I'd rather just listen to the positive stuff.
Can I tell you, at the open house in Wash Park this weekend, we had somebody there ask for a tape measure. It was the 2nd or 3rd time she's visited. She wanted to see if a bed would fit in this one room. We had another couple who I know it was at least their 2nd visit because they remembered Mara really well. Mara caught her as she tripped in the front door. So you're getting people repeating their visits. And I think it's just a longer burn on that property.
Yeah.
See,
They're gonna see it again at noon today, so hopefully,
Is this Jackie and Brian?
yeah.
I think they seem, she just wants to live someplace she can walk everywhere because they live out in Parker now on acreage and she has a 0 walk score, she says.
Right.
So
yeah, I bet.
Except around the fence line.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. And yeah, I know you've had a tough run with the Spring Mesa one, but you know, it's okay.
Did you have an open house on that yesterday? The Spring Mesa one?
Mara did.
Okay, so we had clients that went and actually toured it with we didn't have clients.
They're
sorry.
not our clients.
Not our clients. We had people that came to our open house that had an actual showing there yesterday. They just sold an 11,000 square foot home in Maui. They've got money to burn.
Oh, they were
and
such assholes.
Such arrogant people.
But we'll take their money if
But
they
we
buy
will take
Sherry's
their
house.
money. They want kind of like large lots. They have 2 German shepherds. So I just wondered if maybe she had
Oh.
talked to you.
Yeah, Alicia Sexton. Yeah, she went.
Yeah,
Yes. Mara had it Saturday. They just had a showing yesterday.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I got her feedback. So yeah,
Was her
it is
feedback?
Yeah,
easier.
I just wanted to hear what her feedback would be.
Yeah, she said, no, they're not interested, price high, and that the basement finishes don't match the main level.
They said ours, he goes, I cannot believe there's not a his and hers larger closet than the one closet. Like,
Oh.
I'm sorry, this is what we got.
I know. Welcome back from Hawaii.
Are you sure their names aren't Lisa and Bill?
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, Nikki helped me with one of my snooty high-end
Sometimes
luxury
you
clients.
let it be in the
Mhm.
chaos.
You know what, there's a certain element to that I really enjoy sometimes working with the, 500 and below, because they're so appreciative of
Yes.
everything
Yes, they
versus
are.
I mean, there's an advantage to the upper end because they don't nitpick the inspections as much and all of that, because they, $1,000 is nothing. But sometimes having to put up with that is just not, I'd rather put up with, Amanda, I'm really sorry that they're asking to caulk the bathtub. Please don't hold that against me.
I know.
Right? Like, it's just,
I would pay for the coffee.
I will pay for the.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I just really wanted to spend that time talking about open houses because I'm seeing something I've not seen in 9 years. And so I just want to make sure we're jumping on it, following up with them, inviting them to the home buying seminar, all of those types of things. And let's take those 5 hours that we spend for every open house, getting ready and doing them and cleaning up afterwards. Let's make them worth our while. Okay. So, who do I need to try and help find an open house for this weekend? Now that I've said that, does anybody need something? Because the other thing that's happening is I go out and find them and then nobody wants to sign up for them. And I cannot go to listing agents and say, can you give me some open houses? I mean, think about it, Sherry, and you can just shake your head. If I came to you and I said, hey, can you guys get an open house? I got some people who want them. And then I called you up later and said, hey, Sherry, I couldn't find anybody to fill your open house. Are you ever gonna give me one again for the coaching program? No, you're not. Right? So I think Casey's got her hand up. She wants some business.
I have some emails out about my own open houses that I'm trying to get in Applewood, but if I don't get those, I'd love to.
Okay.
I mean, I want to do them every week.
Yep, no, I know that's a big part of your business. Make sure we got the follow-up plans, okay? All right. Whew. That's a lot in 45 minutes.
Hey, we have a $2 million tricked out beyond belief home coming on the market, mid-April-ish.
And 2 million might actually be low.
Yeah, it is.
When you say
so
tricked
tricked
out,
I didn't even, when I asked him what the bar was made out of, and he told me I didn't know what it was. So I just wrote it down and figured I'd Google it
is it
later.
Porphyria?
Crystal or
It's basically a very, very expensive like stone marble.
and it's all lit from behind.
Can you
And this
show
is
them the
their
picture? You
basement.
should show them the picture.
It's
I mean,
their
it's just,
basement bar.
it's just, wow.
Where is it?
It's a
Dallas.
Dallas. It's got like $150,000 backyard.
Does it come
So,
with a cabana bar?
On that one,
Yeah, the owner.
Amanda.
The owner could be the champion.
yes, so you may want to now, when you start crossing that price point,
Yes.
you may want to consider that one of you as the listing agent is always on property, right?
And it's
We're
also
gonna-
going to say,
Where's your camera?
it's also,
Uh,
I'll hear it, that one.
Yeah, go up to the big one.
That one.
So I'm gonna show y'all, this is a lit
Oh,
bar.
it's dark now.
Lit bar with a lit backdrop.
It's
Gold
hard to see
sink.
on there.
I know.
You just have to come
It's
see it
so
in person.
cool. Anyway,
And it's-
and we're not gonna do open houses. I think we will do a VIP broker open.
Yeah.
For.
And it's gonna say qualified showings for individuals only.
So you gotta be careful how you do that. So you gotta be careful with
I don't
that.
want looky-loos, like people who cannot afford this house coming to this house.
Yes, and so remember my snooty Lisa and Bill, I will never say their last name, but Lisa and Bill. And there was a property that I truly believe they would have bought. However, one of the requirements was they had to provide proof of funds for the down payment and a pre-approval letter before they could even see it. And they said, no.
See, I wasn't gonna ask for things like a pre-approval letter, but I do wanna, I have started putting in. To my showings, licensed agent only showings. I don't want people
Right.
without licenses showing my homes, cause that's where shit has been happening. And two, I don't want people, I figure if I put it in there, qualified buyers for showings only.
Yeah, now I did see one,
Because I don't want somebody who can't afford it coming and displacing.
well, then
or-
I don't get to go see it,
What about these
but I might
roads?
sell it.
How many parking closets does it have? Cause
Oh.
Mr. and Mrs.
I can't afford to even come in that house.
You what,
I
Casey?
couldn't even afford to walk in that house.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing you could do, is that I've seen recently, before scheduling a showing, please call and talk to me about your buyers.
Mhm.
So, and that was on the John Benet Ramsey house. So the John Benet Ramsey house is back on the market. And what it states in there is that they do not allow showing time or broker bay to schedule them. That has to be a call directly to the listing agents. And then they get to have a conversation about the buyer, because think about, can you guys imagine having the John Benet house?
Mhm. People
Right.
lose coming out the woods.
I had so many people calling me saying, can you get me in this house? And I'm like,
No.
why?
Just to see it, you're weird.
That ruined Boulder, that whole
Yeah.
case.
But-
And it not only ruined that little girl's life, but it changed Boulder. so
But,
much.
I mean, so I thought that was interesting how they were handling that dynamic. And so that might work
Yeah.
if you want to do a little more qualification. So anyway, you're gonna have every neighbor in Candelas wanting to go see that house.
They can come to they can
Come
grow open.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if they get invited to it.
Right.
There we go. All right, anything else that is hot on people's minds today? Sherry, I hope you feel better. You look tan and ready to, like, you're nice and relaxed. You are going to find the right owner for that property. You will, right? We just don't know where they are yet,
This year's must have been-
but that was a
Cute
blessing
years.
in disguise that you got that termination as early as you did. But there was a lot of things about that one that made all three of us uncomfortable. So,
Sure.
you know, if nothing else, you could have Stacy and I host the next open house. We seem to have the magic. I don't know what it is.
I called her my lucky charm this weekend.
That's great.
So anyway, we're already committed to one next weekend.
Can I hear some really good news?
Yes.
The Arvada Center is hosting an Arts for All gala. And they have asked me to stage the VIP room, and in return, they're making Amanda and I sponsors of the VIP clubhouse.
Nice.
Can you get one of those bars that lights up and is made of oak?
No, but I did get marquee letters that are lit up. I was able to rent, she gave me a really nice budget that says the clubhouse all behind it, and I get to go to set the stage, and Rachel already knows I'm coming, and I get to pick out like lounge.
They have a
For the whole
pink
thing.
semicircular velour couch.
I
I'm
know.
dying over.
Oh, that's.
That is awesome,
It is
Nikki.
pretty awesome.
So I'm super excited.
That's awesome. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. I love it. A little bit of a real estate twist with a
Yeah,
little bit of a
And we
non-real
get to
estate
talk
twist.
about real estate with how many people that have money and be able to also pitch and talk about this $2 million house we got coming up.
No
So,
kidding.
yeah.
So when's the gala?
On April 15th.
Do you, I need to get with you. Do you know the name of or do you know the gal who does costumes there at the Arvada?
Okay, they're talking theater stuff. So with
Sorry.
that, I'm gonna let you all go. Have an awesome week. Call me if you need me. Start scheduling those coffee dates and we'll get out the commitment form that you need to get the $5 gift card. All right, we will see you all later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.